Let's talk about the transgender organ exchange. My name is Dr. Clive Gallagher. I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon with a special interest in gender affirmation surgery. And in this video, we're going to answer a question I get every few weeks, and that is, can't we just transplant organs from one trans person to another? Like, for example, if we have a trans femme patient over here who has organs that they don't want or need, and we have a trans masc patient over here who really needs them, can't we just do swapsies? And in this video, we're going to talk about what research has been done in that field and whether or not it is going to be possible within our lifetimes. So, in the world, since 2006, 5 penis transplants have been done. They have varied from just the penis, including some of the abdominal wall and the scrotum as well. Interestingly, the testicles haven't been transplanted because technically it may even be possible, if they were transplanted, that that person could father children with the donor's sperm. So that hasn't been done, but 5 have been done. 2 of them have failed as such in that they had to be removed. In all of those patients, they were all in cis folks, meaning folks assigned male at birth, and they had to be done because of cancer in some cases, or more commonly because of injury to that area. As body armor has gotten better over the years, we tend to see folks who are surviving really bad injuries where they're losing their genitalia. So this is why there was a need for this. This is a very complicated procedure, obviously, and this is why it's only been done 5 times in the world. But more than the technical aspects of that procedure, or just actually putting it on, probably the more difficult part is keeping it on there. And that is because when we take somebody else's organs and transplant them into your body, your immune system recognizes them as being foreign and wants to reject them. So therefore, we have to come up with some sort of a way to stop your body from rejecting them, or immunosuppression. The skin is particularly tricky because there's lots of the immune system in the skin. So that is probably the most difficult type of tissue to prevent rejection. And that's why we really don't see many hand transplants being done, or face transplants, or, as we're talking about in this situation, genital transplants. So in all of those 5 patients who had penile transplants, they did have difficulties with rejections, but 3 of them were a success, and the nerves did grow back in and they did get good function. It takes a long time, usually about 18 months. We probably know the most about the one done in 2018 in Johns Hopkins. So will this be an issue for trans folks? So first of all, in 2018, in the press release from Johns Hopkins, they did specifically mention that there are no plans right now to offer this for trans individuals. And there's a few reasons for that. So first of all, for these types of procedures, it took them 5 years of preparing the one in 2018 in order to do things like find a donor. It can be very difficult to find a suitable donor. Now, you say, we talked about at the start of this video, we would have, for example, a bunch of trans femme folks who would be willing donors. However, when I do bottom surgery for trans femme individuals, so folks assigned female at birth, we're removing the male parts and creating the female anatomy, there's actually very little we get rid of or throw away. Most of that tissue, or a lot of that tissue, we're recycling or reusing to create that female anatomy to make sure that that patient has the best sexual function possible and the most natural anatomy. So there really isn't much in the way of spare parts when it comes to transgender surgeries. Second reason it probably won't ever be a thing is that immunosuppression, because it's difficult. It takes a really specialized team to do it. In 2018, they were doing bone transplants and really pretty experimental things in order to get the best possible immunosuppression. And that immunosuppression can really affect your health and shorten your life expectancy. So as I'm from right now, probably no plans or possibility of doing that for the transgender community anytime soon. Now, one thing that's a lot more interesting, I would think, would be the whole field of biomedical engineering. So taking your own tissue and maybe using 3D printing or something like that to create new organs. So that area is very interesting because, of course, it's if it's from your own tissue, you're not going to reject that new organ. So there's a lot of research being done on this, for example, in livers, and that is a really exciting area and maybe something we will see within our lifetimes. But hopefully this answers the question of why we don't see the trans organ exchange happening, and it probably won't be a thing anytime soon.